Hey guys, welcome to a new month. It is March. March is not my favorite month, but I'll tell you what, I think that March and the beginning of March really lends itself to this topic that I have for you today. Because March is the month where winter is coming to a close and spring is on its way, but it's not quite there yet. I'm gonna get on a coat and some shoes and let's go take a look around and have a talk. Hello, can I help you? We have pretty much just stopped trying to keep them in their run. And what? Fine, I'll get you some scratch screens. You're so bossy. We've essentially given up trying to keep them in their run because they don't stay in. We thought initially that they were coming out like under the fence. We were spying on them from Vinny's bedroom and yeah, they're just flying over. Why are you still following me? You weird rooster. Here's my patch of garlic. It definitely died back a little bit because of the snow, but I think it's still alive. I haven't been filming much recently because there's nothing going on. Even though there's nothing really been going on right now and it's been really quiet, spring's about to start and it's about to start getting much busier. So my goal for the morning is I'm just gonna take a walk around the property and take a look at all of the things that needs to be done for spring. Let's go. So I'm starting back here in the gardens. Right now I have two raised beds built. One of them is almost completely full. The other one here is not full yet. I'm planning on making two more, which I need to get a move on or they are not going to be ready for spring planting. We also have these three little beds for the kids and we need to fill those up. Now back here is where a lot needs to be done. We've talked about this apple tree before. This tree is really old and it used to produce fruit, but by the time we got here, it just wasn't good. It just wasn't good fruit. It needs to come down. Back here, where we have our old wood pile, I want to clear this out because back here, this is where we're going to put our beehives. So that's gonna need to happen. I actually have beehives and my dad and I just placed an order for 2 boxes of bees. So there you go. I'm gonna be a beekeeper. So back in this area here, this is also gonna need a lot of work because back here is where the goats are gonna live. I don't know if you guys saw our Christmas video. In case you didn't, one of the big things that we got for the kids this year was the promise of goats for Christmas. It is so windy, you're probably not even gonna be able to hear me. This is so sad. But one of the things that we need to do for goats is we need to build some infrastructure. We're gonna need some fencing, we're gonna need a house. But speaking of fencing, let's get back to these chickens. So right now the chickens have a space in our yard where we have their coop set up. Tractor really, but they keep on flying out of the run. What we would like to do is we would like to get one of those movable electric fences so that we can move it around our yard so that our chickens won't get so bored with one area that they keep on flying out of the coop and terrorizing the children. Because while the children really like the hens, they do not like the rooster. This is something that never ends. The laundry will always be available to film. Okay, beehives. I need to paint them. Now, I have dreams, of course, of doing like really fun designs and having the kids help paint them. And I really think that will happen, but I need to get a move on. And the first thing that needs to happen is I need to put on a base coat on the outside of just plain, good quality outdoor paint so that these boxes will last. After that's done, I might go back in and do some designs and have the kids help decorate, but right now it just needs to happen. Now, we've done a lot of work in clearing out an area in this basement, and that is because we're getting another animal. We're making our first foray into raising our own meat, and we're starting with turkeys. In a little while, this space back here is going to be sectioned off, and we are getting 12 bourbon red turkeys to raise and then to eat. Although we are talking about keeping a breeding pair to keep us in turkeys, so that should be awesome. Another thing that we're getting is we're getting a couple more chickens. I don't have any excuses. Have you ever heard of chicken math? If not, look it up. It's a thing. Can you give you guys a quick update on my seedlings? I've got my kale and bok choy and things like that are doing pretty well. Now these guys are kind of funny shaped because they started out pretty leggy, but they're growing all the same. Down here are all my peppers. Now, I'm sure some of you are looking at this video and about all the random little plans that we have for our spring. And you're probably thinking, oh my word, Andy and Emily have gone completely insane. It looks like you're starting a farm. Well, you're not entirely wrong. Not too many people know this about me, but I have been wanting a more sustainable way of living and to have a homestead of my own. Andy and I, we used to go on a lot more dates. And a favorite date of mine, not of his, but he liked it too, was to go to a bookstore and just look at books. I love books. But one of the books that I got, because I saw the cover and I just knew that I wanted to get it, it was actually here. Let me go find it. Okay, here it is. On one of these dates, we went out and I saw the Self-Sufficiency for the 21st Century book. And when I found it, I sat and I looked at this book the entire time that we were there. And Andy was like, why don't you just get it? So I got it. It is a very inspiring book to me. And I've always enjoyed looking at it. Even when the idea of owning a homestead seemed really, really far-fetched. Now, it would be completely fair, especially for those who know me, to be like, this is a phase. I've gone through phases before. It's fine. I don't blame you. But this has been a pretty long-term thought or inspiration for me. And we're taking it seriously. And it's not just me. Andy's also taking it seriously. In fact, a little while ago, we went so far as to look at a farm. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty great. It had about 15 acres. It had 2 barns, one of which was just so good. It was fenced in already. It had a vernal pond. It was pretty great. Now, is this a video for me to announce to you that we bought a farm and we're gonna go move in? No, this isn't that. While we love the property, the house needed a ton of work. And it wasn't a house that we felt like, even after we put in that ton of work, we weren't convinced that it was a place that we would like living. Because right now, honestly, now is not the time for us to go and buy a new house. We are still in the middle of a very, very long adoption process. There's a lot of paperwork and things that we would need to redo. Now is not the time for us to be buying a property. We looked at this one just in case because we happened upon it. But since this one isn't, you know, the one, We're not going to be actively looking, I don't think, for a little while. But it's one of those things that I can see coming. So here's the plan. We are going to do what we can here. We are going to get goats, we're getting bees, we're getting turkeys to raise at Andy's parents' house. We're already like really kissing the edge of our ceiling for the animals on this property. Not by our standards, but because we live in a place that cares. And this year I'm also doing my first honest to goodness for real attempt at a garden this year. And that's plenty for now. So anyways, that is the plan. Those are our thoughts. There's a lot of things coming down the pipeline. We're going to be doing more and more homestead kind of content, just so you're prepared for that. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but we started this vlog to share our lives, and for me, honestly, to record our lives as we're living them and make some memories and have these videos to look back on. And this is going to be one of those videos that I'm going to look back on and I'm going to think, wow, I was absolutely crazy. What was I thinking? Or, you know, it will be, wow, and that was really the start of it. This is where everything really started happening. So I don't know about you, but I am pretty excited for this upcoming spring, this upcoming year. I can't wait to see what God has in store for us. So anyways, that is it. That is what I wanted to talk to you about today. I hope you're excited for some of the things that are coming up and coming down the pipeline, because I know I am. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you managed to stick with it this long, I appreciate it. We'll see you in our next video. Until next time, bye.